Welcome. Today we are going to do 2 exercises that are going to focus on your lungs. Your lungs hold the toxic emotions of sadness, loss, grief, abandonment, loneliness, disappointment. These are these heavy emotions that tend to get stuck in our lungs, and then we can have lung issues, bronchitis, asthma, issues with breathing where we can't get our breath all the way down to our belly. So we're going to be doing 2 exercises today. The first one is called gentle dry crying, where we're going to bring up all of this stuff into the lungs, and we're going to do a lion's breath, and we're going to just dump this stuff out into the earth to be regenerated and repurposed back into love and back into light. And then we're also going to be doing the metal element from the 5 elements, where we're going to be opening up our chest, opening up the sinew channels, getting that energy and the spread through the chest, bringing in the white light, bringing in the courage and the virtues, so that we can fill our organs with these beautiful emotions and these virtues that we actually want to have them filled with, which is going to make them more healthy and more vital and more long lasting, and they're just going to feel better. Every time we work with Qigong, you're purging the energy from your organs, you're tonifying the organ to heal them and build them up with light and colors and virtues, or you're regulating that energy through your body. So there's always a purge, a tonify, and a regulate that's happening with your Qigong. You want to get rid of the dirt, get rid of the muck, get rid of the ick that's in the organ, and then you want to bring in the good stuff. You want to bring in the colors, bring in the virtues, and then you want to regulate that energy through your body so that it's moving everywhere, not just in the lungs. So in regards to dry crying, there's a normal dry crying, and then what we're going to do today is the gentle dry crying. So in the normal dry crying, what happens in our bodies is that when we have trauma, when we have injury, when we have things that make us tighten up, it tends to sit in our psoas muscle. And your psoas muscle starts back here in your lumbar, the 1 through 5 of your lumbar. It wraps around the pelvis, and it comes and it kind of sits right here on the inside of your femur. So the regular dry crying, if you look up dry crying with Qigong, it's so helpful too, but it can be a little bit more challenging on your lower back and your neck. So if we were going to do the regular dry crying, we'd have our feet about shoulder width distance apart. We would just push our psoas muscles out, and we drop the arms just so they're kind of hanging here. I look up and I just hold this position. And the longer I start to hold this position, I start to feel this shaking happening in my psoas muscles all along in here. It'll shake and like this, kind of like when you cry and you're like and you can't catch your breath. That's what happens when you do this dry crying, regular dry crying in Qigong. You'll just start to feel the psoas muscles start to shake. And the more that you can hold this, the more they're actually releasing. But this tends to be hard on the lower back, a little hard on the neck. So it's not, some people can't do the basic dry crying. So today in this practice, we're going to do gentle dry crying. And gentle dry crying is a little more fun because you get to do a lion's breath. And a lion's breath, if you know yoga, a lion's breath looks like this. So with the gentle dry crying, you get to like push all this energy out through this lion's breath, and you're going to dump this energy from the lungs out your mouth, and you're going to like drop it onto the floor. And the louder and the more animation that you can bring to your lion's breath, the more you can pop your eyes out of your head and get your tongue and get it like the more benefit you are going to feel from moving this energy out of your lungs. So to do the gentle dry crying, I start with more of a horse stance. My feet are farther than shoulder width distance because I am going to be coming down. I'm going to be folding over and kind of coming through my legs. So you want to have some space in between your legs. To begin, you're going to take a deep breath into your lower abdomen all the way down in your lower dantian. You inhale. And then as you exhale, you use your hands and you imagine you're pushing that energy up into the lungs. And as you do that lion's breath, the energy comes out your mouth like you're dropping all of this energy from the lungs out into the earth, just letting it out into the earth. And then you inhale, you come all the way up, you roll up, your hands come back, thumbs point back, you open up the chest. Your chest is wide, looking up at the heaven. And then you exhale. And you come back to your starting position, hands on the lower dantian. So it looks like this. You inhale into the lower belly. You exhale and release. dropping everything I can into the earth from the lungs. I roll up as I'm inhaling. Hands come back, thumbs point, looking up at the heavens, opening the lungs, and then I exhale back to the starting position. So we're going to do about 3 of those. So inhale, exhale and release. Letting it all out into the earth. Inhale, roll up. Head coming up last, hands coming out to the side, thumbs pointing back, looking up, opening the lungs. And then exhale back to your starting position. Again, inhale into the lower abdomen. Exhale, let it go. Really imagining you're dropping the sadness. You're dropping the grief. As you inhale, roll the back, roll up. Hands come out to the side, thumbs point back. Heart, chest up to the heaven. And then exhale, back to center. One more, inhale into the belly. And then exhale. Letting it all go, dropping it out into the earth. Inhale, rising up. Hands come out to the side, thumbs point back, chest opens, looks up to the heavens. And then exhale, back to center. And then bring your feet a little bit in to about hip width distance. You're going to soften your knees. You'll notice a lot of Qigong exercises have a rise and a fall, rise and a fall. So when I say rise, it just means I straighten my legs. When I say fall, I bend my knees. Rise and a fall. So you're going to start in a fall-in position with this one. Bring your hands straight out in front of you, right at heart level, palms facing down. As you inhale, you're going to begin to move from your belly. As you move from your belly, your hands start to open up on the inhale. Palms begin to rotate up. Thumbs point back, opening up the chest, looking up at the heaven. And then as I exhale, I soften my knees. My shoulders begin to roll in, which brings the palms back together. Palms rotate towards the floor, and I come back to the starting position. So again, I open up as I inhale, rotating the palms, rising up, thumbs pointing back, looking up at the heaven, really opening this whole channel in your chest. And then as you exhale, softening the knees, tucking your tail, letting the arms just float back as the palms rotate down towards the floor. So again, we inhale, rise up, opening the palms, filling the lungs with white light, really filling them up. And then as you exhale, kind of squeezing them out, anything that's left over, any dirty chi, any toxic energy, just moving it out. Again, inhale, open. Rotate the palms back. White light into the lungs. Exhale, soften the knees, tuck the tailbone. The arms just naturally want to come back together, palms facing down. Let's do 3 more. Inhale, open up. Rotate the palms, filling the lungs with courage and integrity. As you exhale, soften the knees, tuck the tailbone. Palms come facing the down towards the ground. Back to starting. 2 more. Inhale, open. White light into the lungs. Thumbs pointing back. Chest up. Exhale, soften the knees, letting go of sadness, loss, grief, and abandonment. 1 more. Inhale and open. Rotate the palms up to the heavens. And then exhale. Bring the hands back. Tonifying the lungs. Now we're going to do 1 more, prop the heavens. So we're going to inhale, pulling the energy up through the central channel as your hands get to like third eye height. Rotate the palms, push them up, propping the heavens. And then as you exhale, just slowly bring your hands back down as you soften your knees. Again, inhale, lifting, lifting, lifting the organs, lifting the heart, lifting the lungs. Rotate the palms, prop the heavens. Keeping your shoulders down as you exhale. Bring the hands back down to the side. This is regulating that energy through your entire system. 2 more. Inhale. Rotate the palms. Prop the heavens. And then exhale down. Softening the knees. Inhale, lifting, lifting the energy, lifting all the organs, propping the heavens. Try to see if you can leave those organs lifted as you bring the hands down and soften the knees, trying to avoid that prolapsus that happens. Let's actually do 1 more. Inhale, lifting, rotate the palms, prop the heavens. This is like the happy Buddha. And then exhale. Hands come down. And just take a small breath into the lower dantian. And then exhale. And just notice how you feel. And come back for more.